All right, you look gorgeous. Pluck those eyebrows. All right, introduce yourself. What's your name? What do you do here at Home Point?
Hi, my name is Rob. I'm a home doctor here at Home Point.
What is your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero has got to be Iron Man. Um, it's a little biased. It's also not biased. Biased just because he's been my favorite since I was a child, but I think it's also, I love his story. He's got a story of, being a spoiled brat, rich boy just growing up, living off of his parents' money, and then he ended up being one of the greatest superheroes to ever emerge. I think at the end of his lifespan, when he sacrificed himself for the universe, it just tells the story from being a little brat to sacrificing yourself, which is the ultimate thing you could do.
That's awesome. What's your favorite activity to do outside of work or something interesting about you?
Okay, outside of work, I like to work out. I like to play basketball, and I like to definitely hang out with my friends a lot. I like to decompress outside of work with friends.
Hell yeah. What's your background before this?
My background is construction engineering. So when I graduated 3 years ago, I worked for a couple of general contractors in commercial. I worked for a civil contractor, which was my favorite, and I did some residential as well.
Awesome. What did you find fulfilling about that?
Fulfilling about that, man, ever since I was little, I would say that I've always had the curiosity of how dirt just turned into a skyscraper. And I think that's what propelled me to do this degree. Finally knowing how that is pretty interesting to me.
Awesome. What's one reason you chose to work at Home Point?
I think the reason I chose to work at Home Point was I like the idea, of preventative maintenance and just taking care of the customer, like being that person that they reach out to solve any of their problems. I think that's a phenomenal business plan.
Awesome. Walk us through a typical day or week here.
Sure. As a home doctor, a typical day for me is getting here in the morning, checking my emails on my phone to see if I don't have any texts or emails from those customers, and answering them with either a process on how to fix it or telling them that I'll go take a look at it. Another thing I do throughout the day is visit them, make sure everything's okay, make sure there's nothing that they need to be taken care of. And then at the end of the day, I kind of like to sit down here at the office and just put all that information into our table.
Awesome. What's your favorite Home Point core value?
My favorite Home Point core value is integrity. And the reason being is because I think it's super important. What you may be, I'll start that over. My favorite Home Point value is integrity. And the reason why is because a lot of people don't see what you do by yourself and in closed doors, and I think that having that personal commitment to yourself to be great even when no one's looking is, I think, phenomenal.
Awesome. Last two questions here. What excites you about the future of Home Point?
Scalability. Yeah, I think where we're going, where we started 3 years ago and where we're at now, it's a completely different Home Point, and I think we're gonna get really big here. I like the team. Our core values, I think all those things are going to propel us to the next level.
Awesome. Last question. What was your most interesting or fulfilling experience with a Home Point customer?
Okay. One of my favorite ones is one day a customer out in Barton Creek called me, and I answered the phone and he says, "Rob, I love you." I paused for a couple seconds because I was wondering why he said that, and I just replied to him saying, "Hey, Brad, can't say that. All right, sorry. One of my favorite experiences at Home Point has been when I got a phone call from a customer saying, "Hey, Rob, I love you." I paused for a second because I was wondering why he said that, and I said, "I love you too." And he told me, "Man, I just love how every time I call you or send you a text, it gets taken care of in a properly timed manner. Everything's scoped correctly. Everything is just perfect in my home, and I think you and your team are to thankful for that." And hearing that was just phenomenal. It makes me feel like what we're doing here is the right thing, what I'm doing is the right thing, what my teammates are doing is the right thing. And I think that's just, like I said, propel us to the next level.
Awesome. All right. Let's double